Kron's last fight was in 2019. We're not sure if anything has improved in the striking and wrestling department. If he is still the same fighter back in 2019, Charles could easily coast to a unanimous decision in this fight, unless he gets arrogant and stupid and pulls off a Cody Brundage in the last minute. I could also see Charles getting a knockout here, but if I were him, I wouldn't really chase him, because Kron might succeed in taking him down in the exchanges, time it to a clinch and take down. Unless he's not leading the scorecards, he shouldn't really risk it. We're about to see if Kron improved or not. I guess it is fair to say that Movsar is a kind of a flow fighter. Watching him makes me realize that he just flows to his opponents, which is cool. His stand-up isn't something to behold. It is mostly used for pointing in distraction. Not to mention, he has a tendency to overextend. He isn't a knockout artist and is not untouchable in the feet. Remember, he got rocked by Hakim in round 3 of their fight, which makes me wonder if his chin could survive against a very powerful puncher like Topuria. Looking at Diego Lopes, he's a very experienced fighter. I think he would definitely try to get a submission when it comes to the ground. If he gets Movsar really gassed, I think he could get a submission. I would say his striking is much cleaner and more disciplined than Movsar's. It might give him some problems in the feet. I think Movsar is good enough to survive whatever he's going to give him. It is definitely a fight that we can't miss. Coming into this fight, Diego should be hyped up to prove something. Okay, so clean striker versus a swinging, powerful brawler. This fight would most likely stay on feet. I think this is a fight that you could say that whoever lands first and finish it wins. Both are explosive and strong. The grappling exchanges would probably be almost equal. Overall, it should be a fun fight. It will be interesting to see if Burns could knock out Belal. I think Burns will have a hard time taking down Belal. He cannot be lazy in this fight. Belal has a damn whopping 93% takedown defense, and Burns isn't exactly a guy who can take you down all the time. For this reason alone, I would wager that the fight would mostly be stand-up. Belal hasn't been knocked out since 2016, and he even avenged his loss against the guy who slept him. If you look back at Burns versus Kamaru and Burns versus Hamzat, he rocked those guys but wasn't able to finish them. The point here is that if you look at Burns' knockouts, they were from really old guys and no-name fighters. It's like Burns can't knock out guys when it's needed the most. Well, Belal could just score points here and mix it up with his wrestling. Maybe put Burns at the fence and just be careful against Burns' looping punches. Overall, it is a very interesting fight to see. I can't wait for the grappling exchanges. Could Burns finally get a title shot again after this match, or will Belal spoil his future? There are so many things that we don't know about Henry's performance in this upcoming fight. Aljamain has the longest reach that Henry will face. Looking back at Henry's record on knockouts, he knocked out 4 fighters from the UFC. These guys are over the hill and 4 are outside of the UFC. There seems to be a pattern here. Now, I have no clue whether Henry could knock out Aljamain or not, because Aljamain has only 1 knockout loss, and it was from a well-timed knee. And he fought some dangerous fighters that could knock out your average fighter, like Piotr, Corey, and Pedro, just to name a few. Maybe that says something, but for sure we can't count out Henry's power here. I won't be surprised if somehow Henry knocks out Aljamain. The grappling exchanges would be interesting. I think it would be close. For me, this fight is a pick-em. Nonetheless, this fight should be pretty entertaining. Could Henry come back like John Jones?